oily person.
Same here.
Dude, it's like when you wipe your face down, I automatically think of like the crooked pastor. You know how there's like a crooked pastor that's always like you remember in Forrest Gump to where he's like, your mama sure does care about your school. And she's a good Christian woman. And,
the Lord tells you something.
There's always a mosquito that they're hitting on the back of their head.
It's like, dude, why is the crook in every 50s movie always sweating so much? He's always got like the round hat and he's like licking it and creasing the brim.
Yeah, or like they used to, the bad guy Q was also a guy with a toothpick.
Yeah.
If he had a If
he had a toothpick, If he had a toothpick, it's like that's a guy who will kill you and not hesitate twice.
Yeah, because he's always got to be stabbing something, I don't know.
He does, yeah. He's like, he puts it in his like cheese cubes and he's like, now it's going in your eye.
Oh, that just sounds gross.
It does sound really gross, but
that's very scary.
It was just Halloween, guys. So speaking of spooky, how was your guys' week? School, like education wise?
I'll let you guys start. Mine wasn't the greatest. Yeah.
Mine, it's weird because like Thursday, it starts as like a blur, kind of. You know what I mean? To where I'm like, I made a video today talking about how you're staring into the oblivion at the end of the week as like a teacher. Like, do you ever see the movie The Shining?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember where like Jack Nicholson's just like, his mouth is just open and he just doesn't like, he's not processing anything. It's like, he's like, whatever, like the hotel is just like, encompass. I feel like that at the end of the week. Like people will tell me something, I'll be like, huh? So I really don't really remember what happened this week. I don't. I think the week was good.
Do you think it's because you're just always in the moment and working all the time? Did you just kind of forget?
Yeah, that's part of it, especially with like drama too, because it's like the weird thing about drama is it's organized chaos.
Absolutely.
So I'm constantly like doing like on and like, with like kids and everything. And so I think like once I actually get to the end of the week, I'm like, what happened? It's like going on like I don't want to use the word bender, but yeah, it's like going on a bender, but just with like, and you wake up and you're like, where am I?
I would definitely say too, man, with middle school, it's going to feel even more like going on a bender.
Yeah.
Because it's chaos. And, that's, but also it's your first year teaching. So like, and you have a lot going on too. It's not that you're just teaching and then going home and sitting there and recovering. You're actually going out and doing stand up. You have a girlfriend. You have the full life. So
the girlfriend is a lot. That's work itself.
Of course, dude.
A woman, it's work itself.
Because if you're not present, then
she knows.
Like, so if I'm like, 1 second, babe, let me go ahead and like text real quick. I got to do this.
Yeah.
Like women will let you do that a little bit. But then if you're doing it all night long, then it becomes that. And then now she's upset. And this is just a relationship. This isn't her. She hasn't done this to me at all. But, but like, because I know, like if I'm not present, then.
Yeah. It's like something
on top of it, that you're actually fighting against. So when the weekend comes, say you see your girlfriend in the middle of the week, then you see her on the weekend. If you're doing stand-up and teaching on the weekend, you just want to go like this and do nothing
and chill.
And she wants to do the complete opposite.
Yeah, she wants to be present with you,
and so you have to be places and doing things.
Yeah, and sometimes you just want to just stay at home and be with her, but just watch TV and just relax. And she's like, hell no, let's do something. You know what I'm saying?
You went out all week, and now you just want to sit home in your pajamas. Dude, I remember she told me, she goes, hey, can you fill up my Brita water pitcher? Mm-hmm. And she goes, but don't fill it up in the sink because the sink, it makes like cloudy water. She goes, go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. This sounds disgusting, but her place is like very clean. She's got like a nice condo. And so I go to her bathroom and then I turn on the shower to fill it up instead of just turning on the faucet in the bathroom. Like I turn on the shower and it's like spraying all over the place. And I'm just holding it under there like I'm collecting rainwater. And she walks in, she goes, are you okay? And then I was like, I've just been around middle schoolers all day. Like, it's just like tired,
Yeah, you got to be present with having a girl in middle school. Kids itself is just a lot of work, man. It's constant work and you always have to be on.
It's weird how they can give you energy and then they're also draining it at the same time.
Absolutely.
Because you get into that excitement, you know what I mean? And you're moving, you're doing all this, but then it's like, oh God, at the end.
Dude, it's like the Polar Express. Like if everybody's like on the train and you're all moving in the same direction, it's beautiful. But when there's like one kid, like today, there was these two kids and they kept opening up this cabinet and putting each other in there and like holding it shut while the other, and I had to keep stopping class.
Stop.
I was like, get out of the cabinet, And then like finally it's like when you have a bunch of things going on in the class, that's when your energy is split. And then all of a sudden you just turn into a shell of a man. Like, it's like you just came back from the war, in those movies where you're in the helicopter and your teeth are chattering and you're like covered up with blankets. And it's like, are you going to be okay? And then you're like shell shock.
Yeah. And then they give you a 3-day weekend, which makes you forget about it for a second. And then you feel energized to go back
and do it again.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like if I'm going through something, kids take me away from my problems.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always on, and they do something stupid or weird, I'm laughing. But then I feel like, you're so stupid. Jerry, sit down, please. But it's like, it takes me away from whatever problem I'm going through with kids, because kids have no worries, and they all always be the same. They're like dogs. Dogs are always the same. I don't want to compare kids to dogs, dude. But they're always the same.
Before I started teaching regularly, I had a lot of anxiety. And I almost feel like I don't have time to have anxiety anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm around kids so much that it almost feels like it's not Zoloft that's the prescription for anxiety. It's just being around kids all day long. You don't have time to be
trapped in
yourself. Yes, you get locked into yourself.
Yeah. You can't.
Because you get pulled out of it.
Yeah. But also you got to set an example for the kids.
Of course, yeah. If you come in,
you can't be like, I have negative thoughts. Do you have negative thoughts?
I'm stressed out. Yeah,
let's share them together.
You're going up to the kid, be like, dude, do you ever like have a hard time sleeping at night? He's like, dude,
no.
They're like, you're the leader.
You're weird. Yeah,
you're a leader.
You're like weird.
Not that kind of anxiety. More just like worried about money. It's like living in LA, like the stress of like just wanting to start a family, wanting to do this. I want to buy a house. I want to do like all these different things. So it's like thinking about that. And then like once you're just around kids, it puts you present and in the moment.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking of your negative thoughts and they're like, do you think basset hounds have their own? Do you think that like they make coats specifically for basset hounds? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just makes you
like
laugh,
hard
man.
to,
Yeah. I mean, and to your point, a child's default setting is happiness and joy.
Absolutely.
So that's why we feel terrible when something we know something isn't right when a kid that they're not that, and I don't know.
Well, some are butts. Some are.
Well, There's a couple kids that I'm having issues with of late and everything, but they're having issues in all their classes.
Absolutely.
What were the adjectives you use? A child's natural state is what? Joy and
happiness.
Joy and happiness. Do you consider that the norm even in middle school?
For the most part, yeah.
Usually, I actually do. I do.
Because the only thing that brings them down is when someone's being awful to them. And that usually starts happening mostly around like 7th grade. 6th grade a little bit, but you don't have the major drama, that kind of thing. By 7th grade, that's when stuff starts to happen.
Well, wait. What do you mean by stuff? They start
that's
the feelings, emotions and stuff.
Yeah, when we were kids, we based how cool someone was. Hey, were they fun to play with or not fun to play with? That was it. There was no like, hey, this guy is the great athlete of the class. And so there's no social hierarchy. It's either someone's fun to play with or not fun to play with. But a social hierarchy starts to play out in middle school. Now certain kids become cool, certain kids not cool. There's probably kids in middle school right now that were best friends in elementary that don't even talk in the hallways.
Yeah.
Well, they also, go ahead.
I just think when they get to 7th grade, that's when the insecurity happens.
Yes, because what happens is they start looking for anything that's different about you. And if you don't have that awareness to be able to tap dance, make a joke, and be like, yeah, whatever, I'm short, who cares?
I'm cool.
If you're able to say that, like if you're able to make fun of yourself and you have that level of awareness somehow miraculously in middle school,
and you're cool.
Then you're cool and you're fine. But it's like, you remember in Terminator 2 to where he's like scanning stuff and then it gives all the information on people to where it's like, that's what middle schoolers are doing, to be like, his eyes are crooked.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like there's something weird about his fingers. His parents smell bad. And then you just like, they bring all that stuff and they start lobbing it, so that's why it's middle school is hard.
It's a way to make themselves look better than other people.
Absolutely.
And when you're young, you just don't even do that.
You don't care.
Yeah.
You just got every joy in the world. You're just loving life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about anything. You're playing with anybody in front of you. You don't care what they look like, you know.
Yeah.
But when you start getting to 7th grade, it's an image now.
100%.
It's an image. So if you don't uphold that cool image, then you're nothing. If you're going to be goofy, then you're the funny kid. You know what I'm saying? But if you are just a weird kid and shy, then they pick on you, you know?
I saw some of it in elementary though too.
Yeah.
I remember there's been like so many jokes about this, but have you noticed in elementary the kid who's always doing karate, he's always getting his ass kicked?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
There's always the kid. We had a kid. I hope he's doing well now. He's an adult now. I'm like, and this is someone who's my own age. His name was Brent Panzika. And he was always like, he would always start to get in fights, but he would do like the thing. He'd go, wah! He would actually do like the karate sounds, and he would lose like every fight. And I remember like kids made fun of him because he was like, you know, like he
just is weird. Yeah.
Yeah. The karate Cobra Kai might have
That's
changed
funny.
that. But I think before pre Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
like nobody's cool if they do karate, you know?
Yeah.
So
God, man, you're just bringing up memories.
bad memories. Was this you?
No. It's. Do you remember talent shows in elementary?
Yes.
So imagine.
Oh yeah.
I weighed 165 pounds when I was like in 4th grade.
Are you a big?
Oh, it was huge.
Were you,
I can't imagine
You're
what
big,
happened.
you're chubby.
Oh my God.
You're a fat kid?
Yeah, in a blonde hair and with a flat top. And there's me with this huge, I look like
You look
Chris
like Buzz
Farley.
from Home
Chris
Alone.
Farley. This is the best way I could describe it. And there's me in a talent show. I think that I may have a video somewhere of me like doing my karate moves, but it just looks so awful because I mean, I'm like trying to hold my balance because I'm so, so big. But yeah, I was that kid.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's so funny. I got a kid in one of my classes. He's like, I think he just wanted to go first on this project. He's like, I gotta go first. And I go, why? He goes, because I'm gonna be moving next week he's like, next week I'm moving to Arizona. And I was like, what are you gonna do in Arizona? And then he was like, there's a big karate scene out there. And then I was like, you're going to Arizona to do karate? And then like he wasn't there one day and I was like, where's he at? And they're like, oh, he moved to Arizona to do karate. So the kids were like buying into this BS too. No, he didn't. He's just lying. He's a 6th grader, so.
That's funny. That's a big lie.
Dude, it's so funny
That
because
is a big lie.
you're a lie.
Yeah.
All kids are just, for the most part, not always, just they just lie. And it's not necessarily lying because they just have such a crazy imagination, but it's like the people who I feel like they lie a lot.
Yeah.
I think probably up until like 6th grade.
I agree.
I
I agree.
But the kids who lie the most are the ones that cause the most problems.
Well, yeah.
Oh my
I agree.
God.
I agree.
Same thing with adults too. You know what I mean?
Same with adults.
It's like adults who lie. It's like, dude, you're just a middle schooler
Yeah,
trapped in an adult's
Have
body.
you had a friend that lies about everything?
Dude, I already know who this person is that you're referencing.
I think you might know. He lies about everything.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
yo,
but
it's
like-
the simplest lie.
I was over at Will Smith's house yesterday, and they're
yes. Yeah, I'm waiting
like, "Why are you
Yeah.
here right
Yeah,
now?"
exactly.
Yeah, and be like,
I'm waiting for
"Yeah."
Lil Wayne to call me back. Like, really? Like, you
It's
don't know
really
Lil Wayne.
weird because he's
Yeah.
a nice guy,
Yeah.
really great guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this person,
Yeah, that's so
but
funny.
it just lies chronically.
It's bad.
So that reminds, go on.
Yeah.
But there's a comic that I know that was like that when I first started. And we do. Oh wait, is it the same?
I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
but
it's
gotta
probably
be a
somebody totally
comic.
different. I don't even think you know this guy, but yeah.
No, this other comic.
That was a giveaway. No, you don't know. But
Yeah, I probably don't.
He's not a comic.
Yeah. Well,
No, I'm.
well,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah.
He's totally not a comic.
Okay.
But this comic that I'm talking about,
Yeah.
man, we used to go into, like, we were just doing open
Yeah.
mics. And I remember we'd go into a next open mic and someone would be like, hey, how was the mic? And he'd be like, I crushed it.
Oh yeah.
And in my head, I was like,
Dude.
I told him, I was like, hey, bro, you bombed. He goes, you just got to build the legend.
That's
yeah,
funny.
the legend.
it's
Okay.
That's so funny, dude. So he was doing it as like he was trying to, like, I'm attracting success.
Yeah, but but the part that
You
I
still
don't
lied,
understand is
Rick.
that, yeah, because then when the person that you say you crushed, then when they see you doing a show and then you actually do bomb because you're doing your material, then what are you going to be like? How are you going to justify that?
Yeah.
Those are the people who get better in comedy, though. The people who have like awareness to be honest with themselves and be like, yeah, I didn't do as well tonight. Maybe I didn't write as much as I should have, or
No,
whatever.
but he said he killed though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The people who
Yeah.
don't get better are those crazy delusional people in comedy that
Yeah,
are like,
yeah.
I think it went pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you did jokes from the 80s. And it's like, you're delusional. There's something wrong with your brain.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because talking about all the lies and everything, do you think when kids do that, like, and they don't outgrow it, do you think that's environment, or do you think that's like some sort of just chemical? Like, you just, do you think just the chemicals are going nuts in their brain? And
let's have a discussion on genetics.
Yeah, I'm serious.
I think it's a little of both.
You're just predisposed to
I think
lying your ass off.
Well, some kids want to be cool to fit in, though. They might lie just to fit in. I think every kid had told a lie.
Yeah,
like, I told a lie in 7th grade. We all told a lie.
Yeah, be like, I got a motorcycle, and I'm going to ride it when I'm 16.
Lied. Yeah.
I think that the kids that do it habitually, it works for them. It's kind of like people go, do you remember the whole thing about catcalling like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
There were like videos of like women complaining about getting catcalled. And I was like, yeah, the reason why those guys are doing it is because it works.
Yeah.
Right? On some level, some of the time.
No, that's the thing. If it only works 1 out of 100 times, it's worth it to that guy to catcall, like, hey, lady, or whatever the hell you're saying.
He doesn't have to learn a new skill. He just like throws an apple
because
core
it's just he's throwing a little bit of bait, right?
Yeah.
So those kids are already that are lying. They know they're already in trouble. So how much extra trouble are they going to get into? So it's worth it to lie because that one time that they can plead down their charges.
What if it's
because the lie always works sometimes. The kids that lie, sometimes the lies work for them. They get out of trouble.
Of course. Yeah.
Things always work out for them all
Dude,
the time.
there's a kid in my class that lies
even if
all
it
the
works
time.
out 50% of the time.
Yeah.
They'll keep doing it.
Always.
Dude, I was telling you guys about that kid who like filled up a water glove and it like exploded all over the room. And I was like, why did you do that? He's like, I didn't do anything. And it's like, dude, you just filled up a water glove. And this guy could literally be like crawling in the ceiling vents. You know what I mean? And like the duct could break and he just falls on his back on the desk. And I'd be like, why did you do that? He'd be like, I didn't do anything. Like that's just his defense.
Yep.
All the time. Like
dude, I just saw you. No, I didn't.
You are picking on me.
Yeah.
By calling me out. And I think that sometimes it's like a form of gaslighting.
It is.
To where you're like, I don't like using that word because it's so social media-ized.
Yeah.
But it's like
girls
it is,
use it all the time.
All the time, be like, you're gaslighting me. It's like, what? Because I told you that I need to reschedule?
Yeah.
Yeah, like no.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because like, yeah, kids sometimes are like professional gaslighters.
They are.
But I do wonder, like, because it's like, it's weird. What's something that they're gonna grow out of versus like, is this a future psychopath? Like,
I think a lot of kids lie because they're insecure.
Of course, they want to fit in.
It's insecure. A lot of things are going on at home that they don't want to talk about.
Sure.
So the lie gets them out of the situation. So they feel better about their emotions, for real.
Yeah, I think that's very insightful.
Yeah.
I also wonder if like, yeah, they want they're it's kind of like, and adults do that too, and they just call it like making a vision board. You know what I mean? Like,
I will believe there's some pictures I did.
Yeah, I make vision boards.
I know. I mean, too. I have one on my wall right now.
I do too.
Yeah. Teaching wasn't on there, but
isn't LA funny that we go back to elementary school? Like we're all like teaching and stuff, but it's like funny because we go back to like when you live in LA, you're like, I'm going to make a vision board and I'm going to put it on my wall. It's like, it is kind of like going back to the, and I'm going to tap into my creativity and like.
Wait, you guys have made vision boards?
Dude, shut up. No.
Dude, I'm so done with this podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
Dude,
that's so funny.
You need to move out of LA.
Low-T males that I'm hanging out with.
Dude, what's so funny?
I bet you got a dream catcher.
No dream catcher.
No, I don't
no, that's more like hillbilly. That's hillbilly.
Did you ever buy a crystal?
That's way too much.
Did you ever buy a crystal?
No, I would never do that.
Okay.
I don't do that. I'm just a God guy. Like I'm like, in the South you get stoned in front of Cracker Barrel for doing witchcraft if you have a crystal.
And you know what? A vision board is actually I make fun of vision boards, but if you think about it, what's the difference between someone writing down their goals versus making a vision board that actually has a picture?
It's a visual representation.
Yeah.
It is, but it is funny because you're not going to see like blue collar guys in the South being like taking frosty machines and they're like a plumber. They're like, I'm just manifesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like,
No, I just think what we have is kind of like, we have goals it's hard to get to. So we have to imagine ourselves getting there. What we do is not easy at all.
It isn't. And you have to pay attention to everything. You have to pay attention to the things you think, the media you consume, so you can keep your mind positive.
Yeah.
And because we're not just teachers, we're also comics,
Absolutely.
And so it's like we have to maximize our energy and we have to eat healthy. which is why it's crazy to me what they feed kids in school cafeterias. You know what I mean? Like the stuff they're feeding. Prison and school cafeterias are the same food. Like it's exact same food.
Yes.
I feel like the exact same canned mashed potatoes that they're giving to like public schools, not even elementary, like public schools and prisons. It's the exact same food.
Yeah, because they're literally just trying to meet specific calorie and nutrition requirements. So flavor is the last thing that they're thinking about. And they need to keep it somewhat cheap, which somehow they still don't get it cheap. You should find out like how much they actually are charging LAUSD per meal for kids. They should be getting a lot cheaper for the product that they're getting.
Oh yeah, dude. Like Salisbury steak is like disgusting.
Chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings is so.
Chicken and dumplings.
Dude, I forgot that existed.
Yeah, chicken and dumplings. Swap. Wow, it looks nasty, yo. The cafeteria food is the worst thing in the world in the elementary schools. They don't care what they feed these kids. I think they barely cook it. I mean, because you see the people who make the food.
Oh yeah, they all look the same. It's all the same lunch lady.
They look crazy.
You ever play that game with Sims? Did you ever play Sims? It's like a computer game to where everybody looked the same. It's like an NPC, like non-playable character. Yeah, like it's. I feel like all cafeteria ladies. They all look like the lunch lady from Billy Madison.
I think we've talked about it before, but it's like no one that works in the cafeteria is under the age of 55.
No, dude, they're all like they're the same people who are greeters at Walmart.
Yeah, like
they've been working there for years. They've been there for over 20 years, 30 years probably. Most of these
200 years, dude. I think they came when the school was built.
Yeah, when it first opened up.
It's insane. I feel for them.
I don't really trust these people making that food, yo. They look depressed. They look mad. They look angry, and they're making your food. And these kids are eating that food.
It's not made from love. If you believe in any source of like energy and like energy's transferable, like it's they're like angry. It's angry. It's angry in the food. That's why they act so crazy. Yeah, because they got that prison food. It's like when prisoners riot. You know, and then the warden, aka the principal, has to come in and like,
all right,
calm them down.
I want to hear actually from both of you, but it has to be, okay, what is the worst food? It could be from your own childhood that you had in the cafeteria, and also up till now. It could be in, yesterday at a school. And also, what was the best thing?
You know what I thought was nasty? I already said Salisbury steak because it just seems like serial killer food. But like that square pizza, everyone in America ate that square pizza.
It was good at the time to me.
It was okay.
The one pepperoni in the middle.
I look forward to it when I was younger. I couldn't eat it now.
Oh, no. Now it's like, I would rather eat heat lamp food from 7-Eleven than that crap. But like, dude, when I was a kid, do you ever see something that grosses out, like makes you grossed out by food for the rest of your life? Or like you have an experience with it or whatever?
Yes, mayonnaise in big jars. It makes me never want to eat mayonnaise ever again. It's like,
the one you dip it in the mayonnaise.
Dude, why'd you have to go like that with your hand?
Oh, yeah. It's so gross.
I never thought about that.
But that square pizza, there was a kid named Greg. I still remember this kid. It was first grade. And I don't know why he did this. This guy was like this redneck kid. And he would peel the cheese off and shove it in his mouth. And before he did it, he'd always, I'm not kidding. He would go, rabbit scars. And then he would just shove the cheese in his mouth. And I remember, I don't know why he said that, but he would just say it.
Really?
And it like stuck with me. And then now, anytime I see that pizza, I'm just completely repulsed by it. I think it's so disgusting.
That's disgusting.
It's a weird thing to say too, because there's no connection.
Yeah. Mine was, mine was tuna casserole.
Oh.
That is disgusting.
How would that be good? There's no possible way.
Casserole. That's
tuna's gross by itself.
Tuna casserole in the real world
is nasty.
Not something that's appealing.
I know people make that for Thanksgiving. Tuna casserole. That's disgusting.
Dude, casserole is often poverty food. Just like casserole,
bro. That's slop right there. Eat the tuna casserole. No, I'm not eating that. No.
When did you have that? Did they? Was this in the Chicago?
Elementary school.
That makes it even sadder.
Yes, tuna casserole.
Chicago public school.
I didn't even know what that was until I came to elementary school. I didn't know what that was. I had no idea what tuna casserole was.
Was there that one gross kid that with like the big thick glasses that was like
tearing it up? Randy Kitchen. That was his
name.
Randy Kitchen.
Dude, he sounds like he owns a rolling meth lab.
He was a big dude. He's a blonde hair dude. Had a lot of hair. His name was Randy Kitchen. He used to
Randy Kitchen.
Randy Kitchen. He used to love tuna casserole. That was his favorite dish. Every time he came out, no one wanted to eat it. He ran like, give it here. He would eat everybody's tuna casserole.
Yeah, there's always that kid who'd be cleaning up. He'd be like, you gonna eat that?
Yes.
And then he would just like put it on his plate. That's so gross.
Randy Kitchen was big.
Randy Kitchen. Have you looked him up on Facebook?
I didn't look him up. He's probably dead right now, probably. Because he was big as hell. He had high cholesterol in elementary school. So
sound like Biggie in elementary school.
Exactly.
What was yours?
Yeah.
Oh, worst thing that I've ever had has to be about a decade ago. I didn't bring a lunch, and they said that there was a vegan cheeseburger at school.
Wait, they had this in high school?
At a middle school. And
when
so
you were in middle school?
Back then?
No.
Oh,
I was about 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. I was like,
they're ahead of time. Okay.
And when I say that if someone was a vegan and tried this cheeseburger, it would make them want to eat meat again because it was so awful. I remember I took one bite out of it and I almost went, F you, LAUSD.
Yeah.
Like, and I just
makes you quit your job,
dude. I remember I took one bite and it was just, when you immediately, when you have that immediate regret of doing something.
Why did I do that?
Yeah. Why? I take a bite and I go, it's like, and I just threw it in the garbage immediately.
Wow.
It just tasted awful. And I wish I could describe like how it tasted, but it was just
probably made by LAUSD.
It wasn't even, how at least they try nowadays to like, hey, we're going to make it look like fake meat, right? Or something like that. They didn't even try. It was gray, guys. It was a gray patty.
That's disgusting.
I don't know what that was.
I have no idea what it is.
That's like apocalypse.
It's probably Salisbury steak.
You know how they have those movies? Yeah, probably. Dude, Salisbury steak is so
I'd rather have tuna casserole.
I saw that in the frozen food section.
Oh my God.
Like at it was Ralph's. They would never sell that at Whole Foods. It's probably like contraband there. But like I feel like they should put like a police officer right by like the frozen food section where Salisbury steak is. Because I feel like if you eat that past public school,
that's disgusting.
Like you're a serial killer. They should just arrest you on the spot if you open a refrigerator and grab it. I think it's so gross. Like, who eats that?
I just picture
so none of your family. That's a white thing.
Salisbury steak is very white.
No, tuna casserole.
Oh, tuna casserole.
Yeah. Y'all families don't make that. No one makes that in y'all family.
No.
My brother is with a white girl, and they make that every Thanksgiving. To this day,
maybe that's a more Midwest.
It might be a Midwest. Casserole from Ohio. Is very like, you want some casserole?
That is disgusting.
Like casserole by itself is just a nasty thing, but that's why they probably give it to schools because it's like
it's easy.
That's why kids act that way though. Like on being real.
Yeah,
it's crazy that okay, like what happens whenever you are in the hospital and you have like triple bypass surgery or whatever. What's the first thing they give you? Like Jell-O, pudding. Like all this sugary, crappy stuff that's like bad for you. And then it's like, we just can't figure out why kids aren't behaving. And there's so many factors. There's cell phones, there's all this different stuff. But it's like, if you're giving kids super crappy food,
they're gonna be angry.
Their chemistry is gonna be off. And to me, that's like such common sense. Like it's like putting water in your gas tank. Like your car's gonna like explode on the freeway or just stop working. It's like let's put these kids in the classroom while also giving them like talkie casserole.
But you also got to remember, the majority of kids are also bringing in candy, and they're also bringing in chips and all that.
Yeah,
they're bottom feeders. You know how pigs will just eat anything? Like kids are the same way. They'll eat a clock if you give it to them.
I guess they're going to be banning Takis or hot Cheetos in a couple of years. So.
They are?
Wait, for real?
Yeah, from the schools.
Yeah,
interesting
because it's bad. It's bad.
It's so bad. I'm so for it because it's like
bad.
Takis.
The kids love Takis. I don't get it. It's disgusting.
I've never eaten them before.
I had one. It's not that great.
It looks like a crime scene. Everything that they touch,
It's a bunch of everything on that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a lot on it.
And I like
and it's hard. It's crunches.
You like chip a tooth?
It's harder than Doritos.
And I like hot stuff, but you're right. That plus the fact that you're just, having to crunch down hard on something, you're like, what the hell's going on?
They try to sneak it in the class, and I always hear them because like I don't let them eat in there because they leave such a mess. Like it looks like a rock concert whenever they leave.
God, I'd be
Woodstock after
it looks like Woodstock, but in the 60s, not the one in the 90s. Yeah, like after everybody was rolling around in the mud. I'm like, what is talkies all over the place? So they'll try to do it like very quietly, and she'll be like, and you hear like. Disgusting. Like in the middle of class, and then I'm like, "Hey, put it up." Yeah, they do.
They love it.
When I was working with you at in the after school thing, that was my first exposure to talkies.
Yes,
was working with you because I was like, I was not working with kids before that, and I was like, I thought it was just a Hispanic thing, but I think it's like all kids love it. Yeah.
I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
It's guys, we have a more refined palate as adults.
Yeah.
You know? We like elote chips with guacamole
right. It's like we're doing this with like a wine glass, but
Tostitos,
it's just
salsa con queso.
Yeah. But I do think there is something to that, though. I do think that like there's so many elements of behavior, but it's crazy to me that they're feeding kids that stuff. I don't think it's malicious. I think people are just attached because we've been eating processed food for so long. But I actually like think it's a problem.
Actually, you could say this because the school itself is not allowed to serve completely
bad.
Yeah. So it's like it's the kids. How about this? That adults are letting kids bring all that kind of stuff to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
of course.
And it's I know, like, because if it's not that, it's candy, and then now you have a kid just on a sugar high the entire day, and then they're crashing like a bunch of drunks. Just
it's like Skid Row, but it's like off the playground,
like off fentanyl, like they're in some kind of
just that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best
thing you had at school?
Yeah. What's your?
I'll let you start.
The best thing I have at school?
No, school cafeteria food. What was the best thing you had? School cafeteria food.
Best thing you've ever had from kindergarten up until as an adult?
A hot dog.
Oh, really?
Hot dogs were pretty good, dude.
Hot dogs did you eat
ketchup?
Yeah. Ketchup, mustard. Either a hot dog or burger, something simple. I love a hot dog or burger.
What was your guys' I'm going to answer this question, but after this, I actually, just because it's popping in my head, I don't want to forget it. What you guys thought of the kid who like brought the lunch, but it was almost like a 4-course meal every day. Like their parents would pack them this awesome lunch.
Yeah.
And it'd always be like the kid, it's like, can I have that? Remember? There'd always be the kid, it's like, can I have that?
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Yeah.
Richard. And then like, I remember my friend Bryson had that. He'd bring like fruit snacks and stuff. And then like kids would always be like, can I have that?
Yeah. He'd
be like, no. And he like spit all over it one time. He's like, you still want it? And the kid behind him was like, yes.
I used to hate that. People lick on it. You want some? I used to hate that.
And the kids will still be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like sugar, you know?
It's disgusting.
But tater tots. Tater tots is mine.
Really? I do not like tater tots.
I still like I don't eat them anymore because I'm a man and not a child. But they were really good.
I never liked tater tots. I always thought they was the imitation fries. Like, you're trying to be fries.
I could see that.
They're the redneck fries.
Yeah,
exactly. They are.
I always thought that.
They are. They're fries for dudes who wear camo.
Yeah, it's like, what, I can't have hash browns at lunch and dinner? Well, screw it. We'll just put it in the little patty thing.
Yeah.
And now it's called a tater tot.
It's even such a dumb name. Like, what do you want? Like, it almost sounds like Deliverance, like tater tots. Yeah, it's a little creepy. What was yours?
I didn't look that up.
Favorite thing of all time,
food wise, at the school cafeteria.
Well, if anyone has been in the LAUSD, if you know, coffee cake.
Coffee
the
cake.
Dessert.
LAUSD coffee cake.
Now or back then?
Our producer just looked back here and gave us a thumbs
right now.
up. He remembers it too.
See, he remembers it
coffee
too.
Cake. Okay.
So LAUSD coffee cake, because that I had since I've been teaching. It's good. And the crazy part is I've actually gone on Reddit to like the Reddit subreddit for Los Angeles, and people have brought up like food that they remember.
I love coffee cake,
and people will bring up the coffee cake.
My dad's 6'1". All I ate growing up as a child was coffee cake, so that's probably why I'm like 5'5". You know,
and coffee cake is really good. It's really simple too. It's really simple.
It's very simple, but it's good.
It's crunchy on the outside, right?
It's the in and out of
it can be
of breakfast foods. It's just simple.
And then also something now. I used to love doing this when I was a 5th grade teacher, but when we would have breakfast in the classroom, the bean and cheese burritos. They're not that great, but I would bring Tabasco, not Tabasco, hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
And I called it National.
You were the Hillary Clinton of
the National Burrito
school?
Day. And I would, this is as a teacher, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I'd hook up the kids with, some hot sauce or whatever. And it was great.
Are you allowed to, as being a teacher, do you guys know, are you allowed to give kids? So the other day I brought in like turkey bacon, and we have this period called nutrition in between like our classes and stuff. So I was in there and a girl walks into my classroom. She's like, "Oh, you got turkey bacon?" She's like, "Can I have some?" And I go, "No." And she goes, "Please." She's like, "Can I have some?" I go, "Absolutely not. No." Because I was more so paranoid. I would have given her a piece. I wouldn't have cared, but I was like, can you get in trouble for that?
You don't know she's going to choke on it. You don't know
I'm like, what if you're like allergic to it? And it's like the teacher gave her bacon.
Yeah.
And I don't know the Heimlich maneuver.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Nah, I wouldn't do it. I've brought stuff to the school, but it has, when you give stuff to kids, it has to be like closed and sealed.
Yep, packaged.
Yeah. So if I'm like breaking it off, it's almost like because she wouldn't leave me alone, and I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I think I'm supposed to say no.
Get in my face.
Just said, I was like, no, go sit down. I was like, I think that's what I'm supposed to say, but I really didn't care. I was like, okay,
it has to be closed and sealed before you give it to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, not that this is like a recurring thing, like. How often is it okay to break off pieces of bacon, pass it out to the kids like a creepy like Halloween, like you like giving out Halloween candy, but it's like bacon.
And you know what's sad too is like in elementary, you're bringing up the individual packaging.
Yeah.
Well, there's some principals that really come down hard on like no birthday celebrations ever. And these parents just want to bring stuff for everybody. They'll find out any kind of allergies and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And because that's what makes elementary fun, because you're celebrating. Every holiday is a real holiday for the kids.
Absolutely.
Birthdays, all of that.
Dude, so Valentine's Day even.
Oh my God.
They give each other like
Halloween.
cards.
Halloween is, you're not teaching.
Did y'all do anything for Halloween for y'all kids? Because I threw a pizza party.
I was just like Indiana Jones. I did a pizza party a few weeks ago for one of the classes, and
so
then I just let them. Yeah, and then there was like kids that would do like makeshift. There's this. They did like makeshift costumes. There was one little girl who was like, she's like, I'm Ice Cube, and she had like this weird like twist up mustache.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
I was like, Ice Cube is before your time, and Ice Cube never had a mustache like that. I didn't tell her that, but it was like she looked like Ice Cube if he was like the Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
Like
I threw a party for like a lot of schools. You know what I felt bad for who couldn't celebrate?
Who?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
They're not allowed to?
No. I felt bad for them. We all having fun. They can't do nothing but look at you. Like,
it's like the haves and the have-nots. But like,
it's the saddest thing in the world. Jehovah's Witnesses, they just have to look at you and just turn their head down while everybody's having fun.
Yeah, and they're like, just eat their ham and cheese sandwich.
Absolutely.
And their solid white. Wait, no, that's Mormons. Sorry. I'm like, Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah. No, everybody dressed up. I mean, I didn't want to go too out because it was I think Halloween was on a Friday, wasn't it? Or Thursday.
Thursday.
It was at the end of the week, and I didn't want to go too crazy. I was going to be Chucky because,
that'd be funny.
Kids love Chucky.
Yeah.
They love Chucky. I don't know what it is, but they're like obsessed with him. Like all of these kids are obsessed with Chucky. And I was like, I'll go as Chucky and I'll do like the scar down my face and just go get some overalls. But then like I got home late that night because I think we did our podcast that Thursday. I can't remember, but I got home late that night for whatever reason. I was like, I don't have time to go buy overalls and makeup to put like what I mean?
That's a lot.
I was like, it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah. What did y'all see a lot of kids dressed up as this year?
Chucky.
Chucky?
Yeah. I just want to look like their dad.
You know what I saw a lot this year? Even my niece did it. The Addams Family, on Netflix.
Addams Family Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of kids was Wednesdays this year.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I didn't see that a lot at my school.
At my school, I did.
Yeah, I was in a math training. For Halloween.
Yeah,
so you didn't see anything?
Nothing. Myself and two other 7th grade teachers.
Dude, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's like so depressing.
You should have seen.
You're like, I was in math training in a solid white room.
You should have seen all the other teachers that were there going,
what the
Halloween?
Yeah. That's the worst thing in the world. I've been mad. I would have had to strike
because it's the one time that you actually get to just have fun with kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because by the time lunch hits, right, you kind of keep it together up to lunch. And then after that, it's just like, okay, we're just eating candy and kind of hanging out and having fun or whatever. So you miss that bond. That's the real bonding time with kids, because now it's like, oh, he's my teacher, but he's also like maybe sitting there and trying to play a video game with us or eating candy with us.
That's a bonding time for sure.
Yeah, dude, because kids are so cute on Halloween because they really believe on some level that they're scaring you with their costumes, and they're not, but they believe it. So it's like kind of adorable in a way.
They commit fully to the characters. Yeah,
fully. It's like almost like, I don't know who commits more, like Hollywood makeup artists or like kids whenever it's like their costume. They're like so into it.
Absolutely.
You know? And they don't drop the act. And it's like, no, dude, I think Jason Voorhees is in front of me. You know, we're at Crystal Lake right now.
Nah. So the little kids have fun the most.
They do. I love it.
The young ones, like the kindergartens and second graders, they have so much fun.
Yeah. They really, really do.
Thing in the world.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. Elementary. Yeah. Halloween and elementary is incredible. Yeah. You do a little parade where the kids walk around, parents show up and all that. It's fun.
Absolutely.
You know?
Right. So kind of going back to we got on this Halloween thing and it's like, I love it. But like going back one more thing with the food thing. What's the one thing that like you think is the grossest and you would like, would you eat that now? So tuna casserole.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would.
How much would you have to be paid to eat that?
I don't eat it now, and I'm a grown up, so I
you would eat it?
I wouldn't.
No, you
would
wouldn't
not eat it now. No.
Oh gosh,
I've been around it several times because my brother's wife family makes it a lot.
Is she white?
Yeah, she's white. She's definitely white.
That's the reason you're like, it has nothing to do with her being white. I don't mind you guys interracial, but it's like,
but they always make casserole. It's something casserole. It's chicken casserole.
Casserole's
it's
gross.
Tuna casserole. It's just disgusting. I'd never eat it, and they make it every year.
I feel like they've got recipes they've just passed along in generations in that family.
Yes.
Oh, dude, for sure.
And they make it every
Before America
Thanksgiving.
was founded, we've been passing around casserole recipes.
Casserole.
Yeah.
That's what the big beef was between the Pilgrims and the Indians. They just wanted them to make casserole.
We gotta make casserole. No, that's disgusting. Like, no. I don't know what it's made of. It's just plaque. It's just nasty stuff.
It's just slosh.
Just disgusting stuff. What about yours?
Square pizza, Salisbury steak, they're kind of interchangeable. They're both disgusting.
I used to love square pizza. I used to love that.
I know I'm in the minority with that. It was
so good. Yeah.
It's that thing that
I'm
kid
with
said.
I'm with Zoe.
I used to love square pizza. I know I'm in the minority. To that. Yes.
Yeah, I know. There's always be the kids too who are like, we're having Pizza Hut today. And then you're like, no, we're not. You remember that?
Yes.
The kids.
Square pizza all day.
It's not Pizza Hut.
I used to love it.
But yeah, I want to eat it now.
Yeah.
Yours was, what was it?
Dude, I would love to actually try
square pizza now.
Square pizza.
We should do an episode on that.
You should do an
taste
episode.
Testers.
Oh my God, just bring
How
it
would
in.
we find it?
Yo, we
have to break into a school.
No, we just make it. Just gets by a piece and cut square.
You have to ferment it like wine for it to be like LAUSD pizza. You have to like put it in a bathtub and let it soak in water overnight.
We should do that. I just feel like that cheese would take a week and a half to digest in your body.
100%, dude. Like, so
if someone actually gave me, well, thank God they do a nice vegan sandwich or whatever, or vegan burger now in LAUSD, but
you're vegetarian.
Yeah, I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, you are. So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought like maybe you're not a vegan, and why would you not eat it?
No. I've been.
I was going to ask you, like, because sometimes some vegan things, if you're not vegan and you eat something vegan, you're grossed out.
Oh,
so I didn't know you're vegan.
So I'll make it really short. Vegetarian for about 20 years, not by choice. Had stomach issues, so I just found out all the different things that caused me problems.
Okay.
Because I didn't like the drugs that they wanted to put me on. You just you feel awful throughout the day. And so meat was one of the things that I had to give up.
Because it affected you.
Oh, yeah. I could.
So that's why you're not 165 right now, right? Because
I'm at 185 now.
185. Okay.
And it's hard for me.
You eat eggs, though?
Because I don't have a problem with them.
It's protein too. It's a good protein.
Yeah, dude, I feel great when
tons
I eat
of cheese.
Meat.
I'm good.
Yeah.
But if you gave me milk or put coffee in my creamer, Or
Put coffee in my cream. You just drinking creamer. That'd be disgusting. You're just chugging creamer at a hotel, like continental breakfast.
Like, Chris, we think we figured out why you have digestive issues.
Yeah, you're not supposed to drink creamer.
Coffee,
it's like drinking cooking wine. You're like an alcoholic that just drinks cooking wine, you know?
So anyway, that's why I tried it at the school, because they didn't really have many options.
Okay.
You know, but no, that thing was so awful. I should have taken a picture of it.
Oh.
But I just remember taking one bite and thinking,
I'm going to quit my job.
And just throwing this damn thing
Screw
away.
the benefits. Dude.
I was vegan for 3 years, so.
I was vegan for about a year and then plant-based for like about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like plant-based.
I don't mind. I still eat vegan now.
I don't do well with that. I just don't.
Yeah.
Real quick. Do you ever make pasta? Okay. Here's the best way to improve your pasta.
Okay.
Buy chickpea pasta. So like I think Banza is probably the most popular in like a grocery store right now. There are cheaper places.
Trader Joe's has it too.
Dude, you can get chickpea pasta. You can get your protein intake up to an incredible amount by using that.
Wow, chickpeas pasta.
Chickpea pasta.
Yeah, I've had chickpea pasta. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. They don't serve it at LAUSD, but it's pretty good. I mean, the thing is it's one of those things to where it's like, it's hard because anytime you're dealing with mass amounts of people in the public, it's very hard to give them all organic, grass-fed, grass-finished beef. You know what I mean? But it's there's got to be like a healthier option than, you know, the square pizza.
What if we could actually? I wish we could now.
Maybe not chickpea pasta, but maybe something like, I don't know.
I wish we could infiltrate some of the these schools where it's like $60,000 a year to go to high school. There's some of these, you know, I wonder what they're eating.
I mean, I doubt
high school's eating better than grammar school.
Even in public
school.
But
I'm talking like the high end, you know, the ones where like the celebrities are sending their kids.
Oh, no, they're eating good over there.
They probably have a chef.
I forgot the school that LeBron James kid went to and a lot of athletes go to. It's a sports school.
Yeah, the one out in Ventura County.
Do they have to wear ties?
It's like Westlake almost.
Westlake, okay.
Yeah. I can't think of the school, but they eat good over there. But those kids, they're
eating Erewhon probably.
They are, but they also having food delivered to them too. They Postmate food, get delivered and eat it there. So they don't eat the cafeteria.
Dude, that is such a, it's weird because like you want to like, I want to send my kids to a really good school and I have kids, but it's almost like, is that good for them either though? Like that other end of it, like, cause it's like the school cafeteria food's not good, but having that kind of access as a kid, that young, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like good, healthy food, but I mean, being able to like Postmate and like, having you
need to be able to overcome the cafeteria food.
I'm completely contradicting everything.
No. But I kind of understand what you're saying.
I'm not saying they should be served that. I'm just talking about that luxury of having what you want delivered to them. Yeah. Is that healthy for somebody who's because the teacher side of my brain is like, that's not good because I feel like it's too much entitlement. You know what I mean? Too soon.
Well, I think it depends how you grow up too, because there's some kids that still order Postmates because they want to eat healthy too. It's kids like that.
Yeah.
So it depends on the kid. It's not every Postmates is bad. Some of the privileged kids, they know to eat healthy. Like my brother's family eats a vegetable at every meal. It's what you're supposed to do. I didn't grow up like that. I don't know how y'all grew up.
Dude, I thought Cocoa Puffs were healthy until I moved to LA. Seriously, I didn't even know how to cook a chicken breast.
Yeah.
I threw it on the skillet with no olive oil, just frozen.
Easy.
Yeah.
So
I was an idiot.
So I mean, so it just depends on the kid though. But I get what you're trying to say. Is it healthy because you think they're getting like burgers or sandwiches
I don't even mean
or something?
Physically healthy. I mean like mentally to like be like, you know how there's a talk about like students with like on cell phones all the time and everything, like the instant gratification. I mean, like if you're in high school all the time and you're Postmating food to yourself, is that healthy? Like, I mean, more in character building.
Yeah. I think what you're really saying is
getting
what you want whenever you want. Like
getting whatever you want whenever you want. Exactly.
And you're actually spoiling the kid but that's the thing. It's like, you know, is food something that a kid should work for?
No, it's not. It's not about the health thing. I think what I'm trying to say is
I understand
the delivery thing. Yeah, like is that? And there's nobody's a monolith, but it's like, is that good for somebody? Because I don't think it.
I don't think it's bad because I think it's
like
I just think it's a new way we're living right now. It's just like kids, we never had cell phones growing up, but now kids got iPads. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So I put that in the same category. We got an iPad as a little kid. We didn't have that growing up. Like, if we knew kids could have iPads when we were younger, life would be different. It's the same type of attitude.
Game Boys.
We didn't have nothing. We just had games. We have Nintendo. You know what I'm saying?
Nintendo, yeah.
Yeah, but kids now got iPads and they can look everything up. So I think I put that in the same category though.
Some kid came up to me the other day and goes, "Do you have a YouTube page?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "You seem like you might have one." And I was like, "Oh crap! Did this kid see my comedy?"
And
I go, "No, I don't." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Me and my brother were just wanting to know if we could look you up on YouTube." And I'm like, I would never tell you. No, they did. They didn't find it because Matt Jones is such a common name.
Yeah,
you know they're not gonna.
I have
Zoe Johnson, Chris Dunham. You guys are easier to find.
I have so many kids follow me. I have to block them constantly.
It's so funny.
I have to block them because I be getting these fake pages watching it. I know it's the kids, so I always gotta block them all the time.
It's like, who's Debbie JoJo?
How can you tell what fake page?
Because they have their real name up there, and I know some of these kids' names.
Okay,
and I'm like, oh, that's that kid. I'm gonna block it right now. But because they don't have no profile picture. But the name, I'm like, oh, that's the kid from this school here. Da da da. Okay, block. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Because these kids go up to like sixth grade, so they don't have pictures. They just a cool thing to watch everybody else stuff. So I block them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely doing TikTok dances. Like, if I take my eyes off the kids, like if I give them free time, because like today I was doing grades and I was like doing the free time, and there were like two girls doing this, like in the corner doing like a TikTok dance, and I was like, no,
that's funny,
because I'm like, at that point it's just jeopardizing my job. I feel, because if the principal sees me doing grades and there's kids doing like TikTok dance, he's like, oh my God, what are you doing in your class? You know what I mean? So I was like, you can't do this.
Hey, just wait till you turn around one day and you'll see a girl twerking on.
Oh, I've already seen that. I've already seen it.
And you're like, oh my God.
I saw that before.
I remember walking at. I turned around. It was like free time or whatever. This is years ago, and I was a sub. And then a girl got on a desk and was twerking physically on the desk. I was like, "Where the hell am I?"
Yeah, I know, dude. It's like Freddy Krueger.
How are you supposed to get down? Like, please,
from there. Yeah, please
get down.
Can you just stop doing that?
Please get down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird because they're. I mean, every generation's kind of been right in the sense to where like our parents were like, don't play too much video games. They were actually right, because it isn't good to play video games all the time. And now it's like people are saying that with cell phones, but it's like, it's all kind of true. And they're just inundated with so much stuff, because like, instead of changing the channel, you know how you think of like boomers just like watching the TV over and over, like Gen Z or Gen Alpha, whatever this generation is. I don't even pay attention to it. I don't know. But like, they're just constantly doing this. It's called doom scrolling. Yeah. That's what they call it, because it's like you're just constantly doing that. So they're just seeing everything all the time, and they're seeing our entertainment. Okay. Dude, my hair's long, and they were like, they used to call me Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd be like, these kids were like, man, that foot looks like Bob Ross, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
it's an interesting topic. We probably have to tap into it next week. But have you guys experienced with the kids you're teaching right now, they, them?
No. And this is what I'll say. At like, I don't see that kind of stuff at like schools where it's mostly like Hispanic kids, because I don't think, I just don't see that. I don't. I think there's kids that are gay.
Yeah.
But okay. I haven't seen anything with like that at all.
What you?
Have you?
At my old school, 2 kids, but we were a really, really small school. Mm-hmm. And then at the new school, which is 95% Latino, no.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
like
it's not a thing. Almost
it's not
like
a thing.
It's you don't. You just don't see it. You know. It's more at like white schools, honestly.
Yeah,
100%.
It's just like
that's
like,
I don't see it
because I'm thinking, I'm scouring my mind, and it's like, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm sure that exists at the school that I teach at. But I don't see it.
You know what it probably is. Really. So you think about the kids, and you're right. This is probably better for a later episode. Yeah. But I imagine if kids that would be more they them, you know, would probably get to explore it more when they're in certain situations where they don't get to explore it, say maybe at the school that I'm at, but they would if they were just put in a different school.
A better school, what's what I want to say? A better area school. They could explore it.
Yeah.
In a better area, like
where they would feel more comfortable doing so.
Yeah, I would say a rich area.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't explore in a public school because
or like an
dude. Yeah. The only thing I have is like, it's the girls putting on makeup like that, and I have to tell them to stop. And then it's kids like shadow boxing. Oh, those are the two types of kids at my school. That's it, pretty much.
Yeah, girls. I second that. Girls constantly
put on makeup, constantly, all the time. And I feel like their dad. Too. I'm like, Lucy, wipe that lipstick off your face. I don't say that, but I'm like, hey, you're not gonna put on makeup in my class.
Stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, quit it, and they'll be like.
See,
it's just so crazy because they think they're so grown, but I'm like, grown-ups don't do that.
No, they don't.
In public.
Stop. Yeah.
You know
what I do? I just take it and go, you can pick it up tomorrow.
Do you?
Oh yeah. Same thing with food. Dude. No one comes back for their Takis.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they always come back.
You take the Takis.
No. I'm saying the next day.
Oh, they forget.
No, because they just don't. They probably look at them as
it's not fresh.
They forget.
It's not fresh.
It's not fresh. Yeah.
So you take the Takis from them and say get it tomorrow.
Yeah, I say pick it up tomorrow morning.
Oh, they probably,
but here's the thing. I do roll it up, put a piece of tape on it so
they can see.
Hey, it's being well kept.
That's really cool that you have them give it to you. What I've gotten doing now, and I don't do it like
smart,
aggressively.
Actually.
I don't like snatch it out of their hands, but if I just see it on the desk, I just walk by and I just grab it. I go, you can get it back later. I don't even ask for it anymore because I've just gotten so tired of it. Because my classes have like almost 40 kids to where I'm just like, I just grab it.
Mine's very easy.
Like,
ready?
I'm calm about it.
Do they come ask about it later? Or?
No, because they know me. They know I'm going to give it back to them. I just give it back to them after class. I go, give it back to me after class. I go, you can eat it outside. I go, but not right now.
So they sneak and try to eat it in the
Dude,
classroom?
all the time. And then the crunch gives it away. That's what I was saying. Like, it's like being in it's like being in enemy territory and you fart in a foxhole. Like you just,
that's hilarious.
The crunch gives it away. You go,
yeah.
And then I'm like,
and the sound of the
I'm accustomed
bag.
to it. Yeah.
Yep.
The sound of the bag.
That is hilarious, bro. That
Dude,
is hilarious.
There's this kid. I almost said his name, and I'm glad I didn't because I know we got to stay away from that. But like, he makes chip bags. He says he's making mirrors out of it. Because I go, throw that away. He goes, why do I need to throw it away? He goes, it's a mirror now. Because he had opened up the chip bag and you could see like, you know how it's like aluminum-y?
Yeah.
But he would save his chip bags because he said that they were like mirrors. And I was like, no, it's not a mirror. So it's like,
low key, it is a mirror. You can't see it though.
It's like a funhouse mirror with like dirt all over it. It's like not
crazy.
A viable. You could maybe see your shadow, like that Stevie Wonder. It's like Stevie Wonder eyesight. Like you can maybe see your.
That's very kid like. That's something
insane.
I would do as a kid. Like, let me see, look at my face,
dude. What we did as kids, and maybe you guys did this because my dad wouldn't let me get my ears pierced. I would take the things on notebook binders or like the rings around notebook things, and then I would put them on my ears like notebook things. You know, because I like that's what all the kids did.
You put it inside,
like the spiral on a notebook, like the spiral thing. Yeah, they put it right here, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I got my ears pierced," and then it'd be like a crooked ear ring, and it'd be like,
funny.
"No, you didn't."
That's funny.
Oh my god, do you remember that in like when we were kids? It used to be if you got only one side pierced.
The right ear,
the right ear.
Yeah.
Gay.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes.
I mean that's what everybody always said.
Yeah,
you know,
I think because we grew up, it was only one side.
It was left ear.
Yeah. Then later it came both ears.
Yeah, and then it became fashionable, normal, like to like have that. But yeah, if you had that, and maybe that was a thing. I don't know if it was, or if that's just something some dad from the South made up. Be like, if you get your right ear pierced, you're gay.
You're done.
Yeah. It's like, and then maybe it just scared everybody. You know what I mean? It's like,
my uncle called me that when I got both ears pierced. He said, "Are you gay?" I'm like, "No, it's just the thing to do." Yeah,
yeah. People have their fashionable thing in some cultures. If you get your ears pierced, it was like a sign of like somebody like you were subservient to them.
Yo, wow.
So there's certain people that's like, who are you subservient? And it's like, nobody, dude. It's just an earring. But yeah, it's like, you know. So I don't know. I think our time is actually up.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap. So guys. School cafeteria food, you know, it's nasty, it's gross, but I also
feel
like
it has good nutrition.
but it's like something everybody can share. You know how like people would be like back in my day, like this is, we all have shared the horror story.
Absolutely.
That is school cafeteria food. And the only people who want to keep eating it are the people who go to jail. I think that's why people commit crimes. They're like, I miss Salisbury steak.
And by the way, I just want to say something really quick.
Yeah.
Right to the camera. I love having Zoe back. Because it was just Matt and myself. We had fun and everything. But dude, I love having you here.
Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I love being here. So thank y'all.
Of course. Yeah. This has been a good time, guys. So peace out. We'll see you next week.
Come next week.
Later.
Bye.
The Teacher's Lounge. We are out.